What's up, boys? This is Contango coming at you from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. And today we are doing Japan Turn 6. So this is my game against Corporal Clegg and Piloto. I'm playing the Axis, they're playing the Allies. And yeah, so Japan Turn 6. I'll give you a flyover of the map. The biggest recent event is that the Axis, Germany specifically, was able to take this city here, which is affectionately called not London, kind of the equivalent of London in the base game. Anyway, so yeah, big battle there. Went quite well for Germany. I think Germany was expected to win, but probably not to have as much left over as they did. So that's good for me. Yeah, another big standoff kind of happening here between the Russians and the Germans. Russia was able to pick up, what was it, 67 IPCs this turn, so that's a bit of a problem that Germany's going to have to deal with. Yeah, they're getting a couple of national objectives. They've got this island in the north, which is a lot of money, and the national objective. So, but anyway, let's talk more about Japan. No huge battles to be done this time, but a lot of small ones, a lot of movement. So let's get started with that. But first, I'll give you a quick view of the board here. As you can see, 10 cities for the Axis, 12 for the Allies. Axis have a lot more cash right now on hand. A lot of that was temporary, so that will even out a little bit. But Axis are in good shape, having pretty much caught up to the Allies in income, so possibly exceeding them. Okay, so purchases for this round. Japan had 84 IPCs on hand. We are purchasing a group of 3 infantry, another group of 3 infantry, 3 more infantry, 3 mechanized infantry, an aircraft carrier, a destroyer, and 7 infantry. So a lot of infantry. Need some boots on the ground. So, all right, let's pop into my tripod and we will go from there. All right, let's go ahead with some combat moves. All these units in C20, that's 5 infantry and 1 artillery, are going to go into C22. Try to be as much of a pain as they can. Let's see what the best shot we can get up here is. Okay, this infantry in J1 is going to go into C9. Is going to be joined by 2 fighters from C12. 1, 2. So they will have 2 movement remaining. These 3 mechanized infantry and 1 tank from C11 are going to go through J1 and into C16. Attack that. What else have we got up here? Okay, so these 5 infantry from C5, we're going to make a mess, are going to go into A10, along with this 1 mechanized infantry from C4. So that was 5 regular infantry and 1 mechanized infantry. Then we've got 2 infantry from, I think this is IN13, going into A9. They are going to be joined by 1 fighter from C12. And I realize I did not get a die out for that. So he'll have 2 movement remaining. Okay, from F7 we have 1 infantry going into US21. It's going to be joined by 1 fighter from IN13. It's going 1, 2. He'll have 2 movement left. And then the tactical bomber that's remaining in C12 is going to go 1, 2, 3. He'll have 1 movement left. Yeah. Then this bomber that's an IN13 is going to go 1, 2, 3 and attack this AA gun in US 20, which is going to be an interesting battle. Hopefully the AA gun misses, and then it's an auto kill. Also into US 21, I missed 2 mechanized infantry. Let me pause for 1 second here. All right, let's do this bottom corner. It's the best spot to see this, probably right here. Okay, so we're going to pick up from J15 1 infantry onto the transport in 93. It's going to come down and drop onto F19, the island. From F22, an infantry and an artillery are going to jump on one of these transports in 94 and come down to 111 as well and drop in F20. And they're going to be accompanied by the battleship and the cruiser to bombard. We got a transport and a destroyer remaining in 94. From F22, 1 infantry is going to move into F21. It is connected barely there. And then 1 artillery from F22 is going to go into F23. Yep, okay. And from the other side of the world here, this infantry from F14 is going to the same place, as are the mechanized infantry and tank from F10. So let's move them across right now. So all going into F23. If you can see that. All right, up here, we've got 3 infantry from UK 18 are going to move east here off the edge of the map into, I think it's UK 10. They're going to be joined by these 2 tactical bombers from UK 18, the bomber from UK 18, and the tactical bomber from UK 16. So let me move. I'm going to pause and move that across. Okay, so we've got 1 tactical bomber in UK 16. He's just hanging out there for non-combat moves. And then over here, so the bomber has 5 movement left. The 2 tactical bombers that were next door have 3 movement left, and the 1 tactical bomber from UK 16 has 1 movement left. So then from C-Zone 55, 1 tactical bomber and 2 fighters are going to attack this fleet in C-Zone 35. And then 3 fighters are going to move into UK 10 as well. So they'll all have 3 movement left. All right, and I think that's it for combat moves. Let me just review. All right, yeah, so I think we're good. So let's go ahead and start rolling things. I guess we should start with the Amphibious Assault, which is down here in F20. So we'll start with that first. So we have an infantry. Let's see if I can move this a bit closer. An infantry and an artillery. And then we've got a cruiser and a battleship bombardment. And we got 2 hits, we only needed 1. So let's roll for the, there's 1 French infantry. And he gets a hit. So we are going to get rid of the French infantry and 1 Japanese infantry. All right, since we're here, we might as well do F23. So we've got an infantry, an artillery, a tank, and a mechanized infantry against 1 French artillery. All right, so this is going to be the lone infantry. Then we've got an infantry and an artillery. Well, mechanized infantry and an artillery, and then a tank. And we got 2 hits, only needed 1. So the French artillery is going to return fire, and it gets hit. Not sure if you could see that in the corner, but it did hit. Okay, so we've got to lose 1 Japanese infantry and the French infantry. Okay, next let's do this C22 battle. So we've got 5 infantry and 1 artillery against 1 Chinese infantry. So there's going to be 4 unpaired infantry, and then an infantry and artillery pair. And we got 1 hit, that's all we needed. So the Chinese infantry, another hit. So that's 3 for 3 for the Allies. Okay, so we're going to lose another infantry and the Chinese infantry. Next. Okay, let's do this C16. So we've got 3 mechanized infantry and a tank against 1 Chinese infantry. So 3 mechanized infantry and a tank. And we got the hit we needed. See if the Allies can keep their 100% hit rate here. And they do not. So no casualty this time for Japan. So this Chinese infantry is gone. In C9 we have an infantry and 2 fighters against 1 Chinese infantry. So infantry and 2 fighters. And we got 2 hits, only need 1. So the Chinese infantry returning fire got hit. So that's unfortunate. We won't take that territory. So we'll get rid of this flag. What's next? Let's do A10. That's going to be 6 infantry against 1. So 4, 5, 6. Oops. So 6 infantry. And we get no hits. The Chinese infantry misses. Guess I'll roll these all together. Okay, so we got a hit and the Chinese infantry did not. So he'll get removed. Okay, in A9, I think it is, A9. Yeah, we got 2 infantry and a fighter against 1 infantry. So 2 infantry and a fighter. And we got a hit on the fighter. And the Australian infantry gets a hit. Very good hit rate for the Allies today. Could have used that in London. Yeah, so we lost the 1 Japanese infantry, the Australian infantry. All right, let's do this let's do the US-20 battle. So we got one bomber against a AA gun. So the AA gun is going to get one shot to try to shoot that bomber down, and if they miss, sorry, not sure if you saw that, but it's going to be an auto kill because the AA gun only gets to fire kind of pre-combat, so risky, but let's see what happens. And it misses. So that's great news. So this AA gun, can you see that? Yes, okay. This AA gun is gone. All right. Next, in US-21, we have 3 infantry, a fighter, and a tactical bomber against a tank and an AA gun. So we're going to have to do 2 AA gun shots. So 2 AA gun shots. Hoping for no hits. Oh, almost got 2 hits. All right, so 1 hit. So we will lose a fighter preemptively. So that's unfortunate. All right, so we've got 3 infantry and a tactical bomber left. So 3 infantry and 1 tactical bomber. And we got 1 hit. That'll go onto the AA gun. And the Americans have just the tank rolling now. And they got a hit. So let's take care of that right now. The AA gun and the 1 Japanese infantry are gone. And then we'll continue. All right, so the Japanese have 2 infantry left and the tactical bomber. And they miss. The Americans have the tank, and it misses. The Japanese again miss. The Americans get a hit. So that'll take out 1 of the mechanized infantry. And then, so we've got only 1 mechanized infantry and the tactical bomber left. And we get a hit, so the tank is dead, but it still gets to fire. And it hits. All right, so that was a costly battle for Japan. So the tank is gone, but we also lose both mechanized infantry, and we're not going to be able to take the territory. And if I'm not mistaken, that's all our battles. Let me just check that I didn't miss anything. Yeah, okay, so we're good there. Let's do the income. So this is going to be 1, 2, if I can flip it over, off of ANZAC onto Japan. You know what? I missed some battles. Okay, let's finish with the income here that we're working on, and then we'll finish the battles that were on the other side of the board. Okay, in C22, that's 1. C16 is another 1. So that's going to be 2 onto Japan. And I realized that I did not take the income off of ANZAC. So they're down to, so I have ANZAC at 11. China needs to go down to 20. Okay, then we'll deal with the French as well while we're here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Japan to 61 for now. and France down to 2. And yeah, so we forgot these battles over here. Okay, let's do the battle in C-Zone 35 first. So we've got 2 fighters and a tactical bomber against a destroyer. So 2 fighters and a tactical bomber. We just need 1 hit because it's 1 destroyer and 2 transports there. And everything missed. So the destroyer gets a hit. So this is going fantastic for Japan. Okay, so we've got a fighter and a tactical bomber left. And we got a hit. And the American destroyer gets another hit. Okay, so we've got to lose 2 planes. So we'll lose 2 fighters. And then this bunch of American stuff. All right, so UK 10. We've got 3 infantry, 3 fighters, 3 tactical bombers, and a bomber. So 3 infantry, 3 fighters, 3 tactical bombers, and a bomber. And we need 4 hits. And we get 4 hits. Just 4. Okay, and then the Americans are going to get 1. So we'll lose 1 Japanese infantry. And this American stuff. And then we need to do the income for that as well. So that's 2 off of UK. Putting UK at 15. On to Japan. Japan at 63. All right, so I think we are officially done combat now, which did not go the best for Japan, but that's okay. So let's take a minute and get rid of all these red arrows everywhere, and then we'll do the non-combat. All right. Start off with some transports down here. So these 2 transports from 93 are going into 92. There's already 1 transport there, and we're going to pick up 4, 5, 6. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to pick up these 5 infantry and 1 artillery. You know what? I want to do some other things first, or this is going to get confusing. Okay, let's do up here first. Okay, so this bomber in US-20 is going to go back to IN-13. The tactical bomber from US-21 is going to land in F7. The AA gun from IN-13 is going to F7, and the fighter from A9 into F7. Also, the mechanized infantry from IN-13 is going into F7. The 2 AA guns from C5, one's going to go into A10 and 1 into IN-13. These 2 infantry from J2 are going into IN-13, and the 3 mechanized infantry from J9 also to IN-13. Okay. Now we'll do those transports. So 2 transports from 93 come over here with the one that was already there. They'll pick up 5 infantry and 1 artillery and send them across to J2. This sub from 91 is going to move into 92. These two fighters from J9 are going to J14. What else have we got? From 94, the one transport remaining is going to pick up an infantry and artillery from F22 and come across to 92 and drop them in J2. The destroyer from 94 is also going to go to 92. From UK 16, the tactical bomber is going to head over to, oh, you can't even see that, sorry. I'm going to head to C-Zone 92. I'm not sure how much I had off screen there, so apologize, but everything was landing in J2 here, all of the ground units. So the tactical bomber that was in UK 16 is going to land on the aircraft carrier that I purchased at the beginning of the turn in 92. So it's going to head there for now. These two fighters in C9 with 2 movement left are going to go 1 and 2 to J9. Just rethinking that. I think it's fine. Okay. The 3 mechanized infantry from J4 are going to go 1-2 to UK 17. Over here, 1 infantry from F13 is going to F12. 1 infantry from F11 is going to F10. This transport that's in 81 is going to go off the edge of the map. And it has a naval base from F22. It's going to go 1, 2, 3 into 92 and transport this last remaining infantry in J5. J15 over to J2. All right, let's deal with these ships. So all of the ships that are in C-Zone 55 are going to head to Hawaii. So let me pause it for a second. All right, so to clarify, that's 3 carriers, a battleship, a cruiser, 2 destroyers, and a submarine. So they move to C-Zone 80. And then we have a bunch of planes over here to land. The tactical bomber in C-Zone 35 is going to go 1 and 2. And land in UK 18. Sorry, this is going to be tedious. The tactical bomber and 2 of the fighters are going to go to the same place. And so that leaves us with a fighter and 2 tactical bombers with 3 movement left. And they're going to go 1. I guess they can't make it to Hawaii, can they? I guess they can. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, yeah, so they have 3 movement left. What we're going to do is actually put 1 of the tactical bombers in UK 18 and 1 fighter and 1 tactical bomber on to the aircraft carriers in C Zone 80. And that leaves us with just the bomber that has 5 movement remaining. It will go one, two, three, 4, and 5. You know what? Maybe here in J4. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, I think that's all the non-combat moves. Let me just check that I didn't miss anything. All right, we're going to make one minor alteration, and that is one of the mechanized infantry from UK 17 that came from J4. It's going to go to F7 instead. So only 2 mechanized here and one additional one in F7. Okay, so let's place our units. So we are going to do first of all 3 infantry over here in F13. The aircraft carrier and the destroyer are going to go in C Zone 92. Seven infantry from J4 are going into J14. Then we'll have 6 infantry and 3 mechanized infantry remaining. Let me pause it for 1 second here. Okay, so in IN13, we're going to place 3 infantry. In J4, we're going to place 2 mechanized infantry and 1 infantry. In J9, we're going to place 2 infantry and 1 mechanized infantry. And that should be it. So let me collect up the income. All right, for income, we have Japan at 63, and then they have 3 national objectives of 5 IPCs, so that's an extra 15. So they should be at 78. So I've got 63 and then the 3 national objectives. So 73, 78. And no convoys for Japan at the moment that I can see. So, okay, so I'll do one quick fly over the map and then I'll call out the units just so you can see where everything is at the end. So we had to back off and get away from that US fleet. We'll see what it does next turn. Yeah, so kind of unfortunate turn for Japan in terms of dice rolls. I think we lost 3 planes, which was more than I was expecting for sure. Okay, so let's call out the units. We've got on this side of the map an F10, 1 infantry, F12, 1 infantry, F13, 3 infantry, and UK 10, 2 infantry. In C22, we have 4 infantry and 1 artillery. In C16, we have 3 mechanized infantry and 1 tank. J12, 1 infantry. In J14, we have 7 infantry, 3 fighters. J9, 2 infantry, 1 mechanized infantry, and 2 fighters. Let's move this up a little bit. In J2, 2 artillery, 7 infantry. In J4, 1 infantry, 2 mechanized infantry, and a bomber. IN13, 5 infantry, 1 AA gun, 1 bomber, and 3 mechanized infantry. In F7, we have 2 AA guns, 2 mechanized infantry, a fighter, and a tactical bomber. In A9, 1 infantry. In A10, 5 infantry, 1 AA gun, and 1 mechanized infantry. In C Zone 111, we have a battleship, a cruiser, and 2 transports. In C Zone 92, we have an aircraft carrier, a tactical bomber, 2 destroyers, 1 sub, and 5 transports. And then in C Zone 80, we have 1 sub, 2 destroyers, 1 battleship, 1 cruiser, 3 aircraft carriers, 1 fighter, and 1 tactical bomber. In UK 17, we have 2 mechanized infantry. UK 18, we have 3 tactical bombers and 2 fighters. And then in the French territories over here, F19 has 1 infantry, F20, 1 artillery, F21, 1 infantry, F23, 1 artillery, 1 tank, and 1 mechanized infantry. And I think that's it, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so next up will be Corporal Clegg with the big allied turn of US, China, and the UK. UK down to 4 IPCs this turn, so it's going to be a meager turn for them, at least for purchases. We'll see what else they get up to. Yeah, so good luck to Corporal Clegg, and thanks for watching if you made it this far, and I'll talk to you later.